Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what are you saying, people? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. Like always, guys, any pairs you're looking at, any charts, any trades you're in, feel free to share, discuss, share opinions. We're all here to learn, so make sure you go and do that in the comments. But if you are looking for a broker, I've got IC Markets there with my affiliate link. Feel free to go and check that out if you want to. And also, if you are looking to follow my trades, I do have a Telegram for that. Link in the description, and also in the live chat at the top there. Feel free to go and check that out if you want to. But welcome to the charts, guys. Mr. Bazooka, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Start with pound USD, always right on time. Already start with pound USD. So pound USD, so we're looking at this one yesterday on the stream as well. Still trading at 1.25, which is again a key psychological level and also a key level of support resistance. And we are looking for some relief for pound USD to the upside. Again, there is that critical level at 1.26. I have pointed out that we do need to break through for us to really see that momentum. And then again, obvious targets at 1.27200, which also does line up with a high time frame level as well on the weekly. But yeah, it depends how you want to trade this, because pound USD right now does look like it's holding support. It still is a bearish trend with these lower highs and lower lows. So looking for any buys on pound USD will always be aggressive unless you wait for the break and retest of this level here. Break and retest of that level will give you the highest probability and lowest risk in terms of, you know, going against the momentum of the market. A break and retest of this level here, then targets at that support time resistance will be the best setup for me if I was looking to buy. But we are starting to hold support, you know, so you can look for some a little bit more aggressive buys here. But the fact that we are holding this support and holding 1.25, these could be our first higher lows. It's not confirmed yet, obviously, because we haven't formed any higher highs. The market could still roll over, but the fact that we're holding 1.25 is a positive sign that we could see some upside for pound USD. So I'll be keeping an eye on this level here. If we stay above that, then you can look to enter longs. Most importantly, if we can break through this level here, then you should get some really nice long opportunities to the upside. You know, something like this. It's a really high probable trade. But if you want to take a little bit more aggressive option, buys from here do look good. We're holding 1.25. I'm looking at hourly, nice shift in price action there, in momentum there, sorry. So if you can maintain that level, I would expect another push to 1.26. Then from there, you know, we'll see what happens, because we could obviously reject that and come straight back down. But if we break, that's where I start seeing 1.27 come in. So if it was me looking to buy, I'll wait for 1.26 to break. But there will be some certainly buys here, just slightly more aggressive. Again, that's just up to you if you want to look to take them. But yeah, I said yesterday, if we can hold these lows, I will be expecting more upside. And we've had one test from that level, second test, and again, nice shift coming into London. So that momentum is a very positive sign. And we look at the DXY quickly. That's not the DXY. Okay, because DXY, we did see some downside yesterday, but it was brief. You can see the wick down the 4H. Hourly quickly came back up, but it is showing signs that the DXY is tiring. So we could see price potentially fall over. Again, we still do have that have that level at. We still do have that level. What is that? No, not 90. 103 was it? 102, 900, 103. This level is kind of like 1.26 for pound USD. So we've got that level there. If we can break, we can see that reversal. Same thing for pound as well. If we can break that level there, we can probably see that reversal. So for the DXY, we've pulled back. We've tried to continue to take out these highs down the left, but you can see we are failing. So we've tried to take out them once, tried to take it out a second time, failing, and now we're forming some lower highs. So I would expect DXY to roll over back down into 102,900. So that does correlate with pound USD going up. So DXY correlation there with pound USD, that's a very positive sign. But again, it's the same analysis. Would expect DXY to roll over, but it just depends. If we break through this level, will we see the reversal? We definitely could form a triple bottom, 1, 2, 3, and then fly again, you know, potentially, because the market is still bullish. We could just see price build up a little bit and then give us that push. So it's important to take it level by level, step by step. But yeah, it is looking good for DXY to roll over back down to the support. We've tried to break it twice now. Looks like it could be forming that lower high. We might come and test it again, but as long as we stay below, I'm looking for moving to that support, which coincides with pound having another move back up into that level there. And I do believe, let me just check the economic calendar on my FX book, because I do think we have some news today. So yeah, we do have PMI for US dollar today. Got some Canadian news as well. But we do have some news for the dollar, so it should be interesting. It should be interesting, and obviously we do have NFP on Friday as well. So we could see a bit of up down type of movement this week, which is pretty much what we have seen, to be fair. So we could see a continuation of that, but also it could be the catalyst to get that breakout for the reversal. I mean, it's up to price. I'm not going to try and guess what the news is going to do. I would expect it to do something a little bit big, because price is building up right now, so it's getting ready for something to happen. So I do expect some strong momentum. In which direction? Yeah, I would favour to the upside for pound, but do not take my word for that at all. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for pound USD and DXY. Morning Biggie Smalls, welcome to the stream. And US 30, of course, we'll take a look at that US 30 for you. Yeah, US 30, I'm still favouring that rollover to the downside. We still haven't taken out that wick there. We are starting to hold this level as support, but I'm still going to play with that high time frame structure, expecting price to roll over and take out this wick down there. We do have some nice lower highs and lower lows. I gave out 2 levels yesterday where we could potentially roll over from. So number 1 is this area here, which is still holding, and price is kind of just moving sideways along it, so we could still roll over, but definitely not a fan of that price action. And the second area I gave out was this kind of trend line stroke kind of supply area, where we could come into this level, break through this level here, test that, form that next lower high. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then roll over from that. So even on those 2 areas as well, I'll be looking to short the market. You can see currently right now we're still holding that first area. So again, we could still fall from this, and I think because we're having such a hard time, we probably will. But because it's consolidating, I'm not going to stick a trade on that or anything. Probability is not looking too good. I'll rather see price break the downside, then give me a little high, then get involved, rather than try and guess what the market's trying to do next here, because that's just sideways price action there. So yeah, it looks like US 30 is also waiting for something to happen to get going. But either one of those 2 areas is where I would look to get involved. So do you watch the pivot video? Yeah, I did watch the pivot video. I've looked at pivots before, to be honest. Pivots are quite good, to be fair. Pivots are quite good, very, very useful. Provide some good levels to work with, and again, a great confluence to use with price action. Hey, good morning, Jay. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I am currently in the NZJPY trade, but I have exited my pound AD trade that I was in yesterday. Was looking for where is pound AD? I was looking for a move to the upside for this one, but unfortunately price is not acting in the way I'm expecting to do. It's still forming lower lows and lower highs, and we failed to see momentum push us to the upside, and now we're forming some bearish structure here on the 4H. So even though we are still technically holding this support, price action and candlestick structure is not looking too good. If I'm going to get back involved with this, I'll wait for price to push up, give me a higher low somewhere, and then get involved. And that's the only way I'll look to get involved, even though we are still trading at that support, because the structure and the way price is forming there is not too good. We've had this big push up. Normally after such a big push, you do expect the higher low, but the fact that price tried to form the higher low, which is where I bought yesterday, and then we rolled over again and still rolling over today, tells me that this support could potentially break. It's holding right now, but it could break, and yeah, that's the next logical place we could come into. So it depends what pound AD wants to do, because I did say yesterday I'm still overall bearish on the pair, but I was looking for one more leg to the upside and then roll over from this area up there. But it looks like we might not get that leg that I'm looking for, and we might just roll over very, very quickly. So if we can break through that support, I will change my bias altogether and entertain some shorts back down to these lows here. And this could be the next lower high, in respect to that high up there, and then we could roll over. So I'm still bearish long term, and that long term could be coming to us pretty quick, but we'll have to wait for a bit more confirmation before I do look for any shorts. But yeah, a lot has to happen before I entertain any more longs. But like I said, I'm currently in NZJPY on the 4H time frame. Reason being because I'm looking for a bigger move, and I was waiting for a bit more confirmation before jumping in. I didn't want to jump in on the hourly because I knew what the daily is trying to do here. We could definitely wick to the downside, but I'm looking for NZJPY to move back to the highs here, back into this resistance with that wick there. Again, we've had this pretty aggressive push to the downside, but price is failing to push lower. So I'm looking at catching sort of the reversal, but not really, because I'm still in line with the higher time frame momentum and the higher time frame trend. But on the 4H and hourly, it does look like a reversal. But yeah, I'm taking a long on this candlestick here with stops around the 150 something there. And you clarify which level the support is. I posted it on Telegram anyway, so you can see where. But that's my target there for the trade. So I'm looking at price coming back up for NZJPY. As you guys know, I'm still bearish on JPY. So I still think all the JPY pairs are still going up. And to GA just earlier with a stop loss below the same support you drew. Thank you for analysis. No problem so far. I mean, I was in pound AD, but I'm not anymore. I mean, if you still hold that support, and we can get some higher highs and higher lows getting good, coming into the 4H time frame, I'll probably look to get back involved, but only if I do see that. Just because the fact that we formed that lower high and we failed to see momentum come back in is not a good sign for me as a red flag. So I'm going to wait for some higher lows to get printed, and then when that does, I'll look to get back in. But yeah, if we can hold that support, there is that chance we can go bullish. But yeah, I'm just not feeling that price action anymore. But yeah, if we can hold that, we can definitely go bullish. I did say I'm looking for that leg to the upside, one more leg into this area up here, 1.8, and then the drop. But it could happen soon. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, you are right. We're still holding to that support. So let's just see if pound AD can hold that support and push on from that. Hopefully you can. But yeah, I'm still bullish on the JPY pair. NZJPY looked the best for me in terms of the structure and the risk to reward. Some other JPY pairs do look good to go up, but the risk to reward wasn't there. And NZJPY is looking pretty healthy for that one. Again, GJ, I'm still expecting this one to push up as well. We've had that big drop to the downside, but I'm still expecting price to climb higher. Again, you can see on the daily time frame, we're just collecting a pool of wicks, in these areas here and up there as well. So overall, we are just consolidating and waiting for something to happen. If we can hold this support, I definitely feel like we can move a lot higher, and this could be the start of the higher low. The only reason why I'm not looking to trade this one is because I do not like the price action. We are still forming lower highs there, and we're kind of just squeezing. So I'm not really looking to try and anticipate a breakout, a lower price breakout, pull back, and then I get involved, rather than trying to buy anticipating a breakout of that trend line. But I'm still bullish on GJ. I was saying if we can hold this level, I do think we can go higher, but I've gone for NZD-JPY instead. But we'll see how they all play out. CAD-JPY is still favouring that to go higher as well. Looking for push back up into this resistance. This one almost came into my level I was looking at, which was 100. Big psychological level. Looking for price to come back into 100, which we kind of had that fake out last week. So I was looking for price to come and retest that level and then push, but seems to be forming a higher low. It's not really it's lacking a lot of momentum. Very small candlesticks there with a lot of wicks, so I'm not trying to get involved with that. I'm waiting for price to come and hit some support first, preferably 100, but it looks like we could still be pushing. Who knows, we'll have to find out. But yeah, still bullish on CAD and looking for price to come back into those highs up there, and Euro as well, but you can see most of them just kind of sideways, so not the best, but structure is still bullish for me, so I'm still anticipating price coming higher. But yeah, NZJPY just looked very, very tasty with the way it's set up right now, and the fact that we're coming right into this area here, where, you know, if we break through this support here on the left, which gave us this move to the upside, the next place we're coming is obviously down here, and we've had one attempt to break through, failed, and now second attempt and failing as well, forming that kind of bowl pattern there. So as long as we don't break through this support here, you know, we're probably going to get a big move to the upside. Again, first target is this resistance here, because we could still come back up into this level and drop, form a lower high and drop. So I want to make sure I can bag some profit there. Potentially stop loss to break even, see how price is moving, of course. And if we can break through that, now we're looking at highs near enough 87 for NZJPY. So yeah, we'll see how this guy gets going, but everything is looking good. Again, you can see momentum is just a little bit dry, so I think something is brewing there. Nice big candle, maybe during New York, maybe we'll have to find out, to the upside. But yeah, bullish on NZJPY, and I do think we can start to see some dollar weakness as well, which is why I'm favoring pound to come a little bit higher, Euro as well to come a little bit higher. You can see we're holding support levels here now, so it's looking like price could push higher for Euro USD, starting to hold support. Again, this is not really a pair that I was focusing on this week, so I'm not really looking to get involved, but you know, with the higher lows that price is looking like it's forming here, there's definitely a key level at 1.05700, which we do need to break through, but I feel like we can, and this could be the higher low that gives us the break, or at least another test of that level. But all in all, it is just consolidation, but we are starting to form some higher lows. You can see the support is climbing, which is a good sign, and again, we are still in desperate need of some retracement. Again, I did say in my week analysis I'm expecting a pullback into this level, reason being, even though it's quite a big push, you know, where we're trading on the monthly, very, very critical level of support here. You know, if we do hold this support, you would expect to see, you know, at least a bullish month from this support here. Obviously we could still break through the support, we don't have to hold it, but if we do, you know, you could see a nice relief to the upside. And again, last time I used this as support, big move from 2017 all the way up to 1.24, so it is a strong support, and we have taken out that wick as well, so we drew that retracement. Just depends if we can see that momentum come in and a little bit of dollar weakness, but we'll see what happens with news today, PMI for dollar, and obviously NFP on the weekend as well. Dollar will be affected quite a bit. I do think we've got pound as well tomorrow, but yeah, we've got dollar in about 4.5 hours. Actually in 4 hours, and then we've got another one in 4.5 hours. So yeah, 4 hours from now, 2:45, we do have some dollar news, and we do have Fed interest rate decision at 7. So yeah, dollar is going to be impacted today, and then obviously on Friday as well. And then yeah, we do have Bank of England interest rate decision as well at 12 tomorrow. So that will be right at the end of my stream tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that at the end of the stream. But yeah, we do have Bank of England, and then on Friday, the notorious NFP decision report. So yeah, a few news announcements this week. So be prepared. If you're trading on the lower time frames, and by lower I mean hourly, below hourly, you know, make sure you are aware, because, you know, stop loss sizes will be affected and there'll be wicks galore. So try not to be fooled too much. But yeah, do watch out for that. But yeah, the pairs that I'm focusing on for the rest of the week. So I will still be focusing on pound AUD as well, to see if we can hold that support or break through. And then I'll be looking at some opportunities there. USD CAD, I'm looking to see if we can get some longs for this one still. Looking for that next higher low to form. It's slowly coming down. And I do think we can still see some more upside. So yeah, I'm going to be waiting for USD CAD, again another dollar pair, so I will be watching out to see what happens. I'm still expecting a bit more dollar weakness, so hopefully that will help retracement back down. But I'm looking for that next higher low to get USD CAD back on the roll again to the upside. You know, still do have that target at 1.3 there, so we'll see how that can get going. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on USD CAD, AUD CAD as well, keeping an eye on this one. Still do have the level up there. I'm waiting for that next higher low to form. And I still do have the long-term targets all the way down here, 0.89075. So, you know, I'm just waiting for that next higher low to form. You can see this area here is where daily keeps placing wicks into. So we're just collecting a lot of wicks here. You know, so either we break through this level or we hold and drop from that area. So that is the plan for AUD CAD. Just want to see price come a little bit higher first, and then, you know, potentially drop from there. But yeah, not too keen on the price action as of right now. But yeah, still bearish on AUD CAD. AUD CHF actually breaking through some key levels that I was expecting to hold this week. Had some nice resistance going through this level here. But you can see prices breaking through that. So at this point, you know, I still am bearish on the pegs of the structure. We're still forming low lows, low highs, but because of the 4H, I would not be looking for sales anymore. This price action here that formed that higher high is invalidating the sales that would have been taken, because you can see how price is moving here. We formed that low, pull back from that higher low, push, higher low respected. And now it looks like we're pushing, taking out that high as well, and obviously breaking through that resistance. So that is telling me that AUD is gaining strength here, or at least CHF is gaining some weakness, and the bears are slowly backing off. So if this can maintain, I would not be surprised if AUD CHF actually climbs a lot higher, you know, back into some areas up there. We tried to roll over. You can see this big bearish candle here. We tried to roll over, failed, momentum shifted back to the bulls. So I do think we can climb a lot higher for AUD CHF. So again, I do think if that continues, we did have some news for Aussie, and I actually got that wrong. I thought it was going to happen today, but it was actually the day before for interest rates. So we are seeing some Aussie strength from the back of that. And if that continues, you know, we could be seeing a push back into those highs up there. We have to see how that one gets going, but kind of just neutral now. I'm not really trying to look to get involved either for buys or sells, but if things continue, I do think they can climb a lot higher. And gold as well, still looking for gold to come into 1830, which are almost there. So I do think we can drop a little bit further. And again, I gave out two areas yesterday for those sells. One being up here for that next lower high. We've got that high up there, low, high. Oh, missed the point. High, and I'm thinking for the next lower high, maybe that 1892 area. Or if we don't and just hold this area, we could definitely roll over as well. But you know, for my type of trading, I do want to see price pull back a little bit more before I do get involved. But I am favoring gold to come back into 1832. And if we can hold this level, we could fall from here. If not, I'm looking at price coming a little bit higher. But yeah, I'm looking at the candlesticks. We're trying to push through, have that strong push there. Try to push again, big wick. If that fails, you know, we could see price start to drop again. but the hourly candles are not looking too good. But yeah, we'll see if price can hold that. If not, better risk to reward anyway. Look for shorts at 18.92 and then targets at 18.32. But yeah, I still do think gold can drop further. Should be interesting. Again, not really looking to trade it. I'll probably consider sells up there. If we do drop from here, I'm not really looking to get involved. Reason being, my risk reward might not be the best, and I'm really focusing on some other pairs. But if we do get up to that level, the risk reward will be very, very nice. So, I cannot refuse that opportunity. I'm always looking for the bigger pullbacks. USDC Chef, we go for sell. We'll take a look at USDC Chef. Hey Richard, how are you doing? Could you share USDC Chef? Where could we get the little short TP? Okay, so USDC Chef is gaining some popularity. Okay, so wow, USDC Chef still climbing to the upside. This one's just still pumping. Good level to short and TP level. Okay, so again, I have to go to the higher time frames for this one because we are still just pumping to the upside here for USDC Chef, and I think until we do see some dollar weakness, it could still climb higher. Again, I have to go all the way to the monthly to actually see any valuable areas, but we are in an area here where price could definitely look to roll over. Again, you can see the wicks here in the past. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks here for that big drop to the downside, and now we're back in this area. So this is an area on the monthly time frame where we place wicks into, so grab liquidity to move in the opposite direction. So generally speaking, if we can hold this area here, this massive zone here, that could be a nice place for some shorts. Dropping onto the lower time frame to kind of refine that area, you can see it's kind of placing here. So at 0.89 500, 0.89 250, 250, 98 500, this will be a nice area for those shorts. But again, you do have to take it with a pinch of salt because structure and momentum right now is still favoring the buyers. So you do need to wait for price to form some lower lows and lower highs to get involved. Because shorts, again, is coming to a nice area, yes, but it doesn't have to. It could obviously break through and climb higher. But good levels for TPs, because again, we've got such a strong move here. You probably want to just play it on the lower time frames. Like I said yesterday, just these 4H levels make the most sense. So we've got some nice support here to work with. Where price pushed up, came back down, and then pushed through. So I would say first TP, 0.96800. And then second, you could be looking at this kind of consolidation area here for a second TP there. But you mainly just want to be focusing on those higher highs and higher lows that the market is placing here to the upside, because all of these areas, will be a good place to place TPs. But yeah, because the structure is so bullish, it's difficult to find a good TP level, as you can see. So you just want to be using the higher lows that have been made as prices climb higher. But yeah, if you're looking to short, wait for some structure, wait for some lower lows, lower highs, because yes, we are coming to a key area, but if the market wants to keep making higher highs and higher lows, we will break through that area. So you want to make sure you are taking high probable trades and wait for price to be in the direction you are trading. Again, it can still fail, but at least you've actually got the direction in your favor. So yeah, I hope that made sense for you to see, Chef. Yeah, you can go for sell, but wait for some lower lows and lower highs to start forming, and then get involved. Hey One Hill, Pound Seat Chef, of course. Pound Seat Chef, whereabouts are you? Okay, so Pound Seat Chef, interesting stuff. So Pound Seat Chef is a very, very choppy pair. I am still bearish on this one. I'm still bearish. Price is kind of just consolidating, but overall we are still making lower lows and lower highs. That's the week. Oh, I forgot the watermark. How dare I? So we are still making lower lows and lower highs to the downside here, but we do have a very, very strong support. So you know, it's either price comes and takes out that support, or this support is what actually gives us a reversal to the upside. So far I'm still bearish because lower lows and lower highs, but when we start taking some levels out, then I'll start favoring longs. But as long as we're still in this kind of framework, you know, I'm always going to be looking for some sells. Okay, so 4H time frame, it's not looking too good. I'm looking at the daily here. We are coming back to retest some key areas along here, which you can see, maybe a little bit thicker, a little bit darker actually. You can see here we've had some strong support, strong move to the upside, strong move, and now we're coming back as resistance. So if we can hold this, I do think we can roll over back into that support which we've tested so many times, and maybe get the breakout. If we can break above this, then we can start using that support back to these highs up there. But if we can hold, I do think we can roll back over. So yeah, it just depends, you know, if we can get some strong confirmations, that could be some nice shorts from here forming, and your stop loss just above the highs with a little bit of breathing room, and targets right back down to those lows. Maybe you want to take into account this support here just in case price does something like that and goes against you, so maybe some partials there. But yeah, overall I'm still bearish as long as we can hold that level. But yeah, it's a very, very choppy kind of market structure we've got going on behind CHF, so always going to be a little bit difficult to trade. But the best way to trade it is just to wait for price to give you a strong move, find the level, and then get involved rather than try and get the nitty gritty moves on the low time frames. Excuse me. Nice, okay, glad that helped. Can you do 1-4? Okay, sure thing. Take a look at US 100. Okay, so this one, again, we're coming to some key areas here on the left. We've tapped into that one, and then if we can break through, I'm looking at price coming into this level there. Structure on the daily, 4H, everything is still bearish, so I'm always going to be favoring some sells. But again, because we are at a strong level, and if we do break out, I need to wait for a shift in structure. I need to wait for price to give me some higher highs and higher lows before I start looking for any buys. But as of right now, I'm still bearish on this one. We got some nice support here coming in, not contact, but in confluence with that trend line, and then looking for price to roll over from here. It's looking a little bit choppy right now, and we have seen that similar price action on USD 30 as well. So we are moving a little bit sideways, waiting for something to happen, maybe waiting for the interest rates for US dollar late today maybe. But I do think we'll probably do one more roll over. Whether we break through that support, that's another question. But I am still favoring shorts to the downside for US 30. But I do think we can head a little bit higher, test that level, maybe spike through the trend line and then drop. But yeah, I'm favoring price coming a little bit higher and then some downside off the back of that. But yeah, I'm still bearish on this one. And only if we break through this area would I consider changing that bias. No problem, Richard, happy to help. No problem, Sticky Web, happy to help guys. I mean, any pairs that you want me to take a look at, feel free to share. Again, it's no biggie, enjoying the analysis, again, sharing ideas with you guys sharing ideas back. So yeah, any pairs that you guys are looking at, you know, feel free to just slap it on the chat. And also, if you are looking at the lower time frames, because I typically look at like hourly, 4H, daily, those are the time frames I normally work with my personal trading. So if there are opportunities on the lower time frames, because I know some of you guys may be day traders or maybe scalpers even. So if there are opportunities on the lower time frames, which obviously I wouldn't know about because I'm not looking at them, and you do want my opinion, just let me know, and I will share my opinion or my analysis on those pairs. So if you are looking at the lower time frames, don't be scared, I will take a look. Hey King City, welcome to the stream, bro. How are you doing? Hey, no problem. Thank you for all the kind messages, much appreciated. But yeah, currently in ends the JPY right now, and again it's just a little bit sideways. And I've got a feeling all the markets, because if you notice, a lot of the currency pairs and even indices a little bit as well, looking at US30 and US 100, they're all a little bit sideways, a little bit wicky, if that's the right word. Very up down, and it looks like they're all waiting for something to happen. And we do have a lot of news releases this week. We've got interest rates for dollar, pound, and an NFP as well. We had the Aussie on Monday, I think. So we still do have quite a few news events, and I think that's what price is waiting for. It's waiting for that catalyst to get things going. So do watch out if you are on the lower time frames, because we might see some extra movement coming out later this week even, but probably even later today, so do watch out for that. Good man, looking for Nat to push up to that zone. Yeah, but okay, nice. I mean, it is a little bit sideways, so I can sense a little breakout coming soon. It is just a little bit sideways there. Very, very tricky. I mean, you're brave, King City, looking to trade this. I mean, it does look like it is still placing higher lows there. It's respecting that low, so you would expect a pop to the upside. But yeah, very, very tricky there. I'm not a fan of that price action, but it still does look like it can push higher. Bitcoin, of course, we'll take a look at Bitcoin, see what's Bitcoin's saying these days. Okay, Bitcoin, a little bit of life coming back into it. Interesting stuff. I mean, overall, it still looks horrible. But there is some life coming back into Bitcoin right now. Again, like I said, I'm still focused on 39,500 for Bitcoin. This level of support, I'm looking for that to come back as resistance. And then from there, I'm looking for some sales. But yeah, Bitcoin's still forming lower lows and lower highs, so I'm still bearish on this one. If you are looking for buys for Bitcoin, because we are starting to come into some previous lows that did give us that big push, I would wait for price to storm through this level, give us a higher high, higher low, and then entertain some longs. But only if that happens, because otherwise, all we have here is bearish structure, and if we're in bearish structure, we're always going to be expecting price to come back to the lows and maybe form some lower lows as well. So yeah, if we can break through this, that will give Bitcoin some life and maybe some, and maybe we could go higher. But yeah, as of right now, as long as we stay below this level here, I'm looking for price to give us that one more push, just to roll over. And targets for Bitcoin, I'm looking at, what was it, 35k back down here, back into that support. We tried to go bullish many times, but still failing. So yeah, I'm bearish on Bitcoin as long as we stay below that level. Wow, very excited for Bitcoin, aren't you there? I think that's 78 on the fib from the 4H, but I will wait for more confirmation, or your confirmation. Let's take a look. Get it from the high to the low. Ooh, and get some boys back on there. Wrong one. Okay, so looking for it to come back into 0.786 into there, which it could do if it can break through that consolidation where it is right now. But yeah, it's trading on the 50, and that's what's kind of giving it its sideways. So if it can break through the 50, retest it, that could be some nice longs for a push to the upside. But yeah, I'll keep in mind that for that zone, because obviously we have to break through that zone to get to the 0.786, and that zone could probably prevent that. I mean, that's probably where the 0.618 coincides with. Yeah, in the middle of that zone, so do watch out for that as well. But yeah, we are just kind of floating on that 50 there, that 50% retracement. So again, it just depends if you can have that momentum to break out. because if it doesn't, it's just going to keep moving sideways, and maybe even roll over. So do watch out for that. Yeah, so for this one, I'm expecting price to roll over from this level if we can hold. What is that? 13,200. Seeing if price can hold that level. I'm looking for price to roll over. If it breaks above, then we could go a lot further. Again, that is that high up there, and maybe some areas up here we could come into if that is the reversal, because we are trading at a higher time frame level, so we could reverse, if we hold this successfully. But yeah, I'm just going to wait for structure to shift in my favor before I do start to entertain any bigger swing moves to the upside. But because we are still forming those lower lows, lower highs, I'm always going to be entertaining sells, and I'm looking for 12.75 back down here as targets. But right now it's kind of consolidating, so we'll see if we can get a push to the upside. Again, it could go further, but yeah, it's kind of just a little sideways right now, waiting for some injection to get going. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I mean, personally, if it was me, I'd probably just leave it alone, wait to see what happens in those areas. But yeah, because it's still making lower highs, lower lows. Daily's still looking bearish on 4H. I'm always going to be looking for shorts for this one to roll back over, and those lows is where I do see price going. Same with US30 as well. Again, these are the two areas I gave out where I'm looking for price to roll over. This area here with price just consolidating, so again, very, very difficult to get any good signals for this one. But you can see price kind of still respected that support which I drew yesterday. I said do watch out for some shorts because we still do have that support which could reject price, and you can see price obviously successfully reject that, and now we're starting to try and break through this resistance here. So hey, welcome to the family. Thank you for subscribing, much appreciated. But yeah, okay, we just had a candle closure, interesting. But yeah, if you can break through this, I'm looking for US30 to come back up into this zone up here, and then from there, I think we can roll over. We've got that high there, lower high, looking for the third one, and then the drop. If we can obviously break through this, and it looks like we are, but can we stay above? If we can, could be some nice buys to actually take advantage of that push, and then some sells to get back involved, back down again. Something like that could be on the cards. But yeah, I'm still looking for these lows on US30 to get taken out. So see, will we retrace and take that level out, or we head back reverse. But that is my buys for US30 and US 100. So we'll see how they get going. And GR30 is just very, very messy. Still bearish on this one as well, but not a fan of how price is moving there. Very, very choppy. Had this big drop, price is still climbing higher. Could definitely still push back up into this resistance here, stroke supply, and then see what happens from that. But yeah, overall not looking too good. Not looking good at all. And then obviously gold, I'm still expecting gold to roll over. Personally looking for shorts from this level here. Could roll over from that level, but I would prefer if price were to climb higher. Get some nice retracement if I get a fib out. Do have some fib confidence? Yes, we do. 0.618 lines up quite nicely with that level there. So we're looking to see if we can get a lower high up there, and then roll over again, because I'm still looking for 1832 for gold, which is a very, very strong level, as you can see, which we didn't get that retest of. So I'm looking for price to come back and revisit it. But we are pushing there. So yeah, I'll only probably look to get involved with gold if you do have that pullback there. Other than that, not really too interested in gold. Still looking very bearish. And as long as we can maintain that, I do think price can drop a lot lower. And oil was seeing some upside. Was not expecting that for oil. I was looking for oil to come back to 95. It still could do though, because it's not breaking through the highs just yet. but we are still respecting these higher lows here. So it just depends if we can maintain that and not form another higher high. But you can see we still got these big, structural points here where price is forming lower highs. So as long as we don't go and take those highs out, I still do think oil can roll over back to 95. But yeah, if it holds these structural points and takes them out, then we could see a bigger move up. We've got some areas up here we can look to target, but only when that happens would I start expecting that bigger move. As of right now, it's still bearish, but that could change pretty quick with the momentum. And again, I do know that there's a lot of fundamentals going on with oil right now, so it might not be the best market to trade from a technical standpoint alone. Probably do want to look at some fundamentals before oil, because there's a lot going on with it. But again, I don't really look to trade oil anyway. But yeah, I'm going to see what dollar does today. Let's see what dollar does today. I'm not trading any dollar pairs. I'm looking to trade USD CAD, but I'm not currently trading any dollar pairs. So I'm just going to be sitting on the sideline, see what happens with the interest rates for dollar, and see how that affects the market. Most importantly, because then that will shape how I'm going to form my bias for the rest of the week for dollar, at least maybe coming into next week as well. But you can see we do have a range here, so interest rate decision, we could definitely maybe spike through the highs or spike through the lows, because that's definitely where the liquidity is lying for this one, above those levels there. So I do think we're going to spike through one of those areas and maybe might head in the other direction, if we can get the breakout, of course. But for now, I'm expecting dollar to roll over, but we'll see what happens when the interest rate decision comes out, which is at 7, which is in about 8 hours from, no, not 8, is it 8? Yeah, it is 8 hours from now. My maths is a little bit poor, but yeah, about 8 hours from now, and that's 7 GMT. Hey, good morning, welcome to the stream. USD JPY, of course, we'll take a USD JPY. USD JPY, sure thing. Okay, so USD JPY, this pair is getting just very, very, very dry. I mean, I'm pretty sure, where did we open this week? Here, maybe 29th of April, here 1st of May. We haven't done anything, so yeah, trading USD JPY right now is a little bit tricky. Again, it's another USD pair, so I do think with the interest rates coming out, we probably will see the next move for this one come pretty soon. But overall, it's very difficult to trade this one unless you're on the lower time frames, take advantage of those little fluctuations, maybe on the 15-minute. Looking at this from the hourly above, it hasn't done anything this week. We've got support underneath for the week. This is the support for the week, and up here is the resistance for the week, and price is just fluctuating between that. Coming into the week, I was looking for a downside move for USDJPY and then looking for some upside after that. I'm still looking for price to roll over a little bit more, mainly looking at this area here. So I'm looking at price coming to test this level here. Let me just draw that a little bit neater, and then push higher. So I do think price can drop one more time and then push. But it just depends on how we break out, because like I said, we are consolidating, and just depends where we break out to. I think any good opportunities on this one, if you're looking to get involved, we'll be waiting for that breakout to happen and then getting involved on the retest of the low for the shorts and then the buys back up. Or if we do break to the upside, wait for price to take out the highs. Oh, that's the wrong tool. Take out the highs, come back, and then obviously those would be your targets up there, 131. That's the only real way I'll look to trade it in here. Is just the range bound market really, and the best way to trade a range bound market is to sell high and buy low simply. But yeah, for me, it's just moving sideways. It's still forming lower highs, so again, I'm expecting the rollover and then the push. But we'll see what dollar does to this to this pair later. But yeah, it hasn't done anything this week. It's building up, and I would expect test of 129 and then the push higher, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's definitely better pairs out there to trade, but I'm definitely seeing a recurring theme of pairs this week moving very, very slowly, not a lot of momentum. JPYs in particular, USD pairs in particular as well. They've got pound sideways, euro sideways, AUD/USD sideways as well. NZD/USD, I think that was slowly just creeping down a little bit. NZD/USD slowly creeping down. Obviously, I'm in the NZJPY. You can see that's a bit sideways as well. You see CHF, that's climbed to the upside. To be fair, that's kept pushing. But other than that, you're seeing a lot of pairs just lacking momentum, and it's a sign. Really, it is a sign, because we do have some big announcements coming up, and I've noticed that you do normally see price dry up a little bit before those moves, those events come out. But yeah, going to see what happens. Yeah, NFP week, and the interest rate decision week as well. It's an interesting week for a lot of traders here, especially the lower time frame traders. Definitely recommend being a little bit careful. I mean, for me, it's not too much of a big deal. I've been in trades through NFP many times, and normally with my stop losses on the hour and the 4 hour time frame, I normally do have enough room, even if price does go against me, to withstand it. And NFP isn't so big as it's been previously. Previously, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, you were seeing some bigger moves, 100 pips. NFP normally these days is like 50 pips, maybe even less, to be fair. I mean, what happened last NFP? What date was NFP last month? It was on the 1st of April. And this is CAD JPY, 1st of April. Okay, so we've got 1st of April here. 1st of April. So yeah, this would have been NFP. This here would have been NFP, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to take a double check on the dates. April, first Friday was the 1st of April, and yeah, NFP would have been here. So you can see what's the range of that. I mean, that looks just like normal price action to me, but you can see the range of that is about 24.7 pips. So that's very small. NFP is normally been a lot bigger than that. So NFP is drying up a little bit gradually. But again, it's still something to take into account, because price action will be a little bit up and down, so the candles won't be forming as they normally do, especially on the lower time frames. But from hourly 4H and above, NFP should normally correct itself by the time candle closes. Interest rate decision, however, that's a little bit different, especially with the Fed interest rates coming later today. I think that's a real one to watch out for. We could see some big moves from that. But NFP, yeah, it doesn't really scare me like it used to. But yeah, always keep an eye out. Don't take my word for it, and then look to place 10 lots on NFP this week, and it goes against you. Do watch out. Okay, I think CHF is by far the weakest currency right now. Yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, I'm currently in NZG. We're going to see how that one gets going. Not really any other pairs that I'm looking. Well, there are other pairs that I'm looking at, but nothing that I'm looking to enter really. I mean, use the CAD, yes, but number one, it's not my area yet, and with the interest rates later, I'll probably wait to enter any trades tomorrow. So I can just see what happens today. But yeah, I'm gonna nurse this one. Obviously, I'm currently out of pound AUD. Not a fan of the price action for that one anymore. After the price failed to push higher there, came down, formed some structure there and pushed through. Not looking too good. Still do think we can climb higher, but I'll wait for price to give me some higher lows first, and then I'll look to get back involved somewhere. But yeah, not a fan of that price action. And if this support breaks, we could actually head back down to those lows as well. So yeah, I've exited that one, and I'm in NZGBY, which I've again posted on my Telegram. So we'll see how this one gets going. Again, we do have a lot of, kind of empty space here, since this support here. And the fact that we can't break through this is telling me that price is likely to form that next higher low. So yeah, I'm looking for that push higher, and that is my target. Again, definitely a bit more of a swing trade, but I know that I'm in the direction of the higher time frames, and by higher, I'm talking weekly and monthly. So, we could see a very, very big push, a big bullish candlestick giving us another move higher, which is kind of what I'm looking for. But yeah, we'll see how this one gets going. And I'm still, like I said, bullish on pretty much all the JPY pairs. Apart from maybe USD, that one a little bit torn, but I'm still bullish on all the other ones. Pound JPY, yes. Price actually not too good. CAD, yes. But all a little bit dry. Euro pound just so messy. Not really looking too much into that one, to be honest, really. It's way too messy. And Euro NZD, we're still stuck at this level here, which I do think if we don't break through, we could see a big drop back down for this one. We're coming back into that high there. If we can break through this, I'm looking at price coming into some of these areas up here. But if we don't, I think we could see a nice drop for this one. Again, targets will be back down to this. This is the trade that I had last week, which failed. Had some shorts from up here. Did catch some nice moves back down, but you can see by the end of the week, big push back up against me. But because we are still failing to break through the level, I'm going to wait for a price to confirm that, and then I'll look for some lower highs to get involved. And overall, it's a pretty big target. If I measure from that level to that level, it's about 700 pips. So, I'm not looking to try and catch all 700, but a few hundred would be nice for UNZD. But we do have that, not break through this level. So we'll keep an eye on that for UNZD if we hold, but no confirmations yet for me, so not getting involved. But yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on the dollar pairs. Not really trying to look to trade them, to be honest. I'll just keep an eye. But yeah, I'm posting a video later today, so make sure you guys look out for that. I'm posting a video on some continuation patterns, some very strong continuation patterns using candlesticks. So yeah, do watch out for that. I'll be posting the video maybe 2 or 3 hours after I end the stream, because I still do need to edit and finish the video up a little bit. So yeah, do watch out for that. But yeah, we'll be posting a video. And always, if I do get any any trades, I'll let you know in the Telegram. But yeah, if there's any topics that you guys want me to make videos on, I know some people have talked about supply and demand, which is in the pipeline. But if there's any other technical aspects, any other, I don't know what the word is, any technical breakdown videos, so to speak, tutorials, let me know. Let me know in the chat so I can, make those videos for you, so I actually know that you guys will actually watch them. Hey, USD ZAR and Euro USD, of course. USD ZAR. Okay, take a look at USD ZAR. No, that's not USD ZAR. That is USD ZAR. Okay, so USD ZAR. Okay, so last time we were looking at USD ZAR, we were trading around about here, and I was looking for the next higher low for this one, but we failed that. As you can see, we're broken through. So price did not hold that level, and now it's back underneath that and just wicked into it on the underside. So it's actually holding that level as resistance, but I was looking for price to come a little bit higher into the highs and then roll over, but it looks like price is failing to do so. So yeah, we are coming back into that prior higher low. So we could still see a push to the upside. If you are looking for shorts, I would wait for this support to break. If we can break and retest the support, that will give us some good probability shorts, because that's our prior low, and it still could give us a move to the upside, back into some of these areas. But a break of that, I would be favoring price to drop a lot further for USD ZAR. If we do move higher, there could be some nice sales coming up a little bit higher up. So we've got the left head, right shoulder maybe, and then if we can hold this, could look for some nice sales back down. But the fact that we didn't form that higher low there and we're coming back to test that is showing that the trend for the bulls is weakening, and we could be looking for that reversal coming up pretty soon. So yeah, if we can break through that, that would be a great level to short from. And targets, I would say, just probably play it with these areas here. But yeah, those would be the targets. I would have 15.55 and 15.4 as well target. We could go a lot further, but probably best to play it safe. So yeah, I'll wait for a break of that and shorts, or price was to come back up there and then grab some shorts from there, which would give us a nice risk to reward. But that's the way I'd play it for USD ZAR. It does look like we're getting ready for that reverse. One of those two areas would be nice. Hey, can't wait. Nice. Order block. Yeah. To be fair, those I don't know what they call it. Those concepts. Yeah, I'm probably not the best person to break those down. I do obviously understand the order block, but I don't really use it in my trading, everyday trading. So even though I can give you the concept of it, it's probably best you probably learn the order blocks and FVG. I don't even know what that is, to be fair, from traders who actually use that in their trading a lot, but I don't. So yeah, I can tell you the concept, but ow, just keep hitting my elbow. But yeah, I don't use it in my trading really. So I probably only want to give you stuff that I actually do use in my trading. Other than that, I'm aware of different technical tools, indicators as well, but I don't really use that in my trading. So I don't think I'll do a video on that topic. But yeah, I will be doing more breakdowns of my trades though. Yeah, I will be doing breakdowns of the trades that I take. So yeah, do watch out for that. I do want to pound USD. I'm going to do another one soon. So yeah, that is like a little mini series that I will get going, break down the trades, because I've always find that useful when traders do break down their trades. You can kind of see that the full process going through it. So yeah, I do think those videos are very, very helpful. So I will get to doing breakdown of my trades, do a little series out of that. But yeah, sorry there, Richard, but it's just not really my forte, so it's probably best you don't hear it from me. NZD USD, of course. We'll take a look at NZD USD. NZD USD, okay, so exceptionally bearish from this one. Again, have to drop to the higher time frame to see what's going on, because we really dropped. Okay, so this is definitely bearish. This actually looks like it can come down a lot more. I would not be surprised if we come and hit this support there on the left, 0.63. So I would expect us to drop a little bit lower. But first, we might see some retracement. Again, we do have some big dollar news. We could see a relief of that. But we are coming to some key areas here. You can see this is a key level of support, 0.64. Before we drop through that, we got all of that big gaps there. So we are coming to some key areas here where I do think we can see some upside for NZUSD. But again, do take that with a pinch of salt, because right now all the structure is still extremely bearish here. So I wouldn't really be entertaining longs until I can get some higher highs and higher lows. But I am favoring price to push higher, but do take that with keep saying pinch of salt, but I should say something a little bit more constructive there, because pinch of salt is not really a good term to use in trading. It's a bit black and white, isn't it? But yeah, price is definitely still bearish and it is consolidating. So I'll probably wait for price to start to take out this resistance here. As you can see, price is formed that resistance, dropped, came back to retest it, dropped. So if we can break through that, that'll show us that, you know, supply resistance is failing, and now we can start to look for some bigger moves to the upside, knowing that we are buying from some higher time frame levels and a key psychological level of 0.64 there as well. So get above this zone here at 0.64700. I'll start entertaining some longs, and then yeah, targets would be this next area up here, which price obviously formed, dropped, tapped into again, dropped. So that would be obviously a great place to target, or at least take partials at. Oh, did not mean that. But yeah, as the USD, I'm favoring price to see some upside, because we've had so much bearish momentum coming to some key psychological levels and historic support from quite a long time ago. Again, we do have to scale all that way back, because there's just nothing else to look at. Back from 2020 June, back into this level of support here. So I do think we can see some upside, but it's just not ready yet. Wow, I had to drag pretty far there. So yeah, if you're looking at longs, I'd wait for price to break through this barrier here, and then do have a pretty clean push into that level to work with about 60 pips. So that could be some nice longs there on the break and retest. Other than that, you know, it's still a bearish market, so you're still better off just looking for some sells on the lower time frames, intraday sells, taking advantage of that momentum. But if you're looking for longs, wait for the break. Hey, no problem. Yeah, sure thing, Biggie Smalls will get that going. Every time I say Biggie Smalls, it makes me smile. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Yeah, no problem, Rich. I mean, I would obviously make the video, but again, it's just that I don't really use it in my trading, so it doesn't really make sense to do the video on it, a whole video on it. Again, I do make content on stuff that I don't actually use in my trading, because I've actually used it before and understood it, you know, like different indicators and stuff like that. But order blocks and FVG I've just never really used in my trading, so yeah, I wouldn't do a video on that. But anything else, feel free to ask. Today, loss making market. Yeah, it is a little bit sideways, especially on the lower time frames. It would definitely be a loss making market conditions, the way price is going up and down. So I do understand that, which is why sometimes higher time frames can be a little bit better to trade, because you kind of look at the bigger picture. And obviously my stop loss is a lot wider, so again, look at that, 74 pips as a stop loss, so it gives me a lot of room to work with. Obviously my target is a lot bigger as well, 280 pips. But yeah, you are correct in the low time frames, because it's fluctuating so much and moving sideways, it's not the best conditions to be taking trades. You know, definitely if you don't have a strategy in place here, you know, this is where a lot of people will be giving money back. Yeah, exactly, for intraday trade, bad market, I 100% agree. Gold, yeah, sure thing, we'll take a look at gold. Did I analyze Euro USD for you? I can't remember if I analyzed USD. Did I analyze Euro USD? I think I did. I'm just going to go over quickly. But yeah, Euro USD was still at that monthly zone, which I was going to quickly show you right now. We're still at that monthly zone there, so I'm still looking for some upside for this one. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of that because it's kind of in my eye line a little bit there. But just to keep that in the back of your head, we are still in that monthly zone. But yeah, I'm looking for some upside because we are forming some higher lows of support here. So as you can see, we've got this low here, price has formed that higher low, respecting that, pushed up, now we're forming a higher low again. So I'm expecting to see some upside. I'll keep it just to that level there because this is where the bears are waiting to push price lower. If we can break through that, then yeah, a break and retest would be great, and we can go a lot higher and probably see not a reversal, but definitely a bigger correction for Euro USD. But I am favoring some upside for this one, and if you can get a break, it can go a lot higher. Of course, if we don't, we might just come straight back down. But yeah, that is what I'm favoring for Euro USD and gold. Gold, I'm still bearish on this one. Like I said, I'm still looking for gold to come back into 1832. So this is my higher time frame level, my target for price to come back into. And I gave out 2 areas yesterday. Price is still stuck at that first area of 1870. So you can see price still fluctuating, trying to break above. And you can see you had a bit of a false break yesterday, came back below, and now we're retesting again. So if we can maintain as resistance, I do think gold is good to roll over. First target will be the lows, of course, at 1850, then second 1832. If we do break to the upside, then this is the second area I will be looking for shorts, which is where I want price to actually come into, not so break to the level just because the risk reward will be better. Obviously, the higher up, the better. I would have the same target, but this level here lines up really nicely with the 0.618. Nice broken support time resistance. You can extend that across if you want to as well to that support there on the left. But yeah, I'm looking for the retest of that because when we broke through, we never came back to retest it. And we do have some nice confidence at 1892, 1893. So from these levels here, looking for the market to roll over. I'm still bearish on gold. Momentum, structure, everything's still pointing down. So I'm not really looking for some longs. Again, there could be, but it's more intraday, so not really focused on that. But that is what I'm looking at for gold. Been stuck in UCJPY longs, not interested in any other major pair. Missed AGCHF long waited for placed in the limit of 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine a fair bit of people would be stuck in their UCJPY shorts and longs, to be fair, because you know people will see both sides of the market, so people will be shorting that and longing that. And because again it's already Wednesday and we pretty much opened around here, we haven't done anything. You know, a lot of people are stuck in this one. So yeah, it's just because you can't foretell that's going to happen. You know, you buy the market, you sell the market with the expectation it's going to go up or down. But when it starts going sideways on you, it gets a little bit annoying, frustrating, especially will play for your emotions going up, down, up, down. So yeah, it's a difficult situation to be in. But it's definitely a situation that, you know, all traders will experience. And it's just about, you know, either seeing the trade through or, you know, managing the trade accordingly to your plan. But yeah, for this one, I was looking for price to go higher this week. Looking for some correction back down and the push higher, but overall it's a little bit sideways, so I'm not really looking to get involved with USJPY anymore. Miss ADCHF long wanted to place in the 15, but was AVK, do you know what that means? Yeah, but ADCHF is pushing. I mean, again, AUD, still pushing there. AUD still does have some strength off the back of the interest rates that came out, which I actually got the date wrong for that. I thought it was going to happen yesterday, but it actually happened the day before. So a little bit silly of me there, but price is reacting to the back of that, and we're seeing a lot more Aussie strength in the markets. And you can see we are pushing quite through. And I think CHF is just very, very weak as well. So I've gone through pretty much every CHF pair, and they're all pushing to the upside quite aggressively. So CHF is definitely strong, weak, sorry. And AD is definitely reacting to the back of that. Yeah, since Monday, yeah, I can imagine a lot of people being in that same situation as you, David. You know, longs and shorts just all kind of stacked in the same area. And to be fair, that's just not USD alone, if you look at pretty much any other JPY pair, you know, here there'll be a lot of buyers sitting here, a lot of sellers up there for GJ. CAD JPY, there'll be a lot of buyers in here as well, sellers as well, you know, equally. AJPY, this one has moved a little bit, to be fair, but again, still stuck in there. So JPY pairs have been a little bit sloppy. I'm currently in NZJPY, which I've just entered in now, so I've kind of just come into a situation. But I'm looking at the momentum coming back into the market here. But again, there will definitely be some lower time frame traders stuck in these areas here, waiting for break up or down. And I've just jumped into the party, so let's see what this pair can get going. But entered on that 4H candle, again a bit more of a swing trade, so I'm going to have a relaxed approach to this one, but I do have a bullish bias back to those highs. No problem, happy to help. Any intraday trades, sir? Not that I've noticed. Again, I've got a swing there for NZJPY, but obviously that's probably not what you're looking for. But yeah, there's no real intraday trades that I've been looking. Again, the way I try and trade, it's not really intraday, it's more intra-week. So I'm not, when I look at the charts, I'm not really trying to spot any intraday opportunities, because that's obviously not what I'm looking for. So it's not like I've got intraday opportunities in the back of my head. You know, I'm not really looking for them, so you know, I wouldn't know off any of the top of my head. But the thing with intra-week trading, swing trading, you can always, you know, start off as a day trade and then turn it into a swing trade if price keeps going in your direction. So even though, you know, I do trade a lot of swing trades and intra-week trades, you can also trade them too, but just obviously your target is not as far as mine. And you can probably try to get in on the lower time frames as well. What do you think about gold? Is for buy or sell? I've got a bearish bias on for gold. I mean, it depends what kind of move you're looking for. You know, if you're looking at a 5-minute move, then you know, that could be a buy or sell. I'm mainly looking at the 4H time frame for this one, so I do have a sell bias. Price currently right now stuck at this level here. And I do think if gold holds this, I do think gold's going to roll over. If you break through, then I'm looking at gold coming into 1892. But yeah, from this level, I do think gold can roll over if we hold it, if we can successfully hold it. So far on the hourly looking good, 30-minute looking good as well. So I do think we can see that downside move happen. Preferably for me, I want price to come a little bit higher, but if we can see some real momentum, it would be nice. All I would say is just be a little bit careful, because we are kind of moving sideways and we could be waiting for the interest rates coming out later for a bit of a spike of that level, and then the move. And gold is a little bit notorious, known for its wicks. So definitely with you know, news announcements like that coming out later, you know, it might be best to, you can look to trade gold now, but maybe exit the trade before the interest rates come out, or just wait for tomorrow once things have settled, and wait for tomorrow London or tomorrow New York to get back involved for gold. But if you're on the lower time frames, I wouldn't recommend staying through the interest rates. Because it can get a little bit tricky. Do I have a day job? No, I do not have a day job, David. Unless you count YouTube as a day job. But I wouldn't say YouTube is a day job. Is it a day job? No, it's like 24/7 job, isn't it? Trying out this new funded problem so far, so good. New funded problem. Are you talking about new funded company or problem? Yeah, I assume you're talking about a new funded prop firm you're working with. What's it called? Because aren't you with FTMO? I think that's what you said. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be a slow one. I think I'm just gonna be waiting for price to have that breakout to get going. I'll tell you, bro, funding accounts are not long-term solutions to low capital. Run up the funding account and then make more than the challenge cost. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I do agree with you there. I think obviously the end goal is to have your own capital, very large capital, 6 figures, 7 figures, obviously later down the road. But obviously with your own capital, you make your own rules, you can trade your own style, you can do it in different ways. There's no kind of regulations you have to accompany with, and obviously all the profits are yours at the end of the day. So yeah, that is true. But obviously, there is some help with funded, because some people just only have no money to put into a personal account. Funded Next, yeah, I've never heard of Funded Next. Is that a new one? Be careful, King City, if it's like a very new one, because there are a lot of like scam prop firm companies that kind of copy like a website, and they just charge you for the challenge and then take your money and run. So do be careful with that, because it is pretty easy to scam people doing that. Because if you think about it, it's quite a lucrative business idea. A lot of people are doing that, saying pay this for a challenge or this, and they'll give you an account if you pass that. Again, to the average beginner trader, that's like a big fast track in your trading. So when you see that offer, your eyes will light up. It's very easy to make someone pay for that challenge, even though it might not be crazy money. But if you can get 100,000 people doing it, it will pile up. So do be careful about the companies you go to, and make sure you can get some some good reviews, or just make sure you get research and check they're established before they do take your money. One doubt, sir, while drawing weekly or monthly support efforts, while drawing my eye, stick to current swing. While drawing my eye, stick to current swing, which is lower, but previous price also gives a level which is high than the current. So which one we look? Okay, so yeah, the way I draw my support resistance levels, I'm always looking at the most recent structure. So when I'm drawing levels, and I'm looking at price, say for this in this area here, I'm not really looking at price back here. I'm mainly focused on this area of levels. So general rule of thumb, if price is focusing on a level, say like here, and for some reason you've got a level slightly below it like here, focus on the level that price is focusing on now, because that's where price is looking to grab liquidity. That's where orders are sitting. That's where people are looking to get involved in and out of the market. So you want to be focusing on the most recent level. Obviously you can look back and see what price has done in the past, but if you're looking for entries for buying and selling, I found that the most recent structure, the most recent levels are the best to base your trades from. Whereas looking back kind of will give you it will give you good levels, of course, but in terms of looking for entries, it can get a little bit choppy. So yeah, I'll focus on the most recent, and that's how I look to do it. I hope that answers your question, but yeah, I always focus on the most recent level, but I will obviously look in the past to see what's happened. David's saying exactly what I'm saying as well. Look at the most recent candles. You should be able to analyze from 10. Yeah, 100% agree with that. Again, that's where support resistance gets a bad name, because everyone thinks that support resistance is you zoom out and then you draw a tons of lines looking left and right, and then you start to buy and sell when they get there, which is, yes, that is support and resistance, but there's so much more to that, and you can actually look to capitalize on much more than that. You want to focus on what price is doing now, because price is always reacting off new areas and giving new highs and new lows, and you want to be focusing on the most recent price action, and that's where you want to be basing your buys and sells from. You can look at the higher time frame levels, but they're more just like reference guides. You want to be focusing on the recent levels to actually look to enter and get out. Yeah, it's a new one, but I researched them and I knew a few people working on it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if it's credible to you, then that's good. But I just know that some people out there would definitely not do any of that and just, see a half decent logo and then give their money away. So yeah, just be careful. But if you do your research and things look good, then yeah, fair enough. Big tip: if you're a swing trader, always draw out the previous month's high and low. There's loads of opportunities. If you're an intraday trader, draw out the previous high and low. Yeah, I do agree with that as well. Highs and lows are very, very good. I mean, so it's the exact same concept for session highs and lows as well. Like the Asian range, London session highs and lows, New York session highs and lows of the sessions and candlesticks, day, weekly, monthly. You always do see price come in and out of those levels and give you good opportunities to work with, and same with the sessions as well. So keeping an eye on that, definitely as a swing trader, but even as an intraday trader, is helpful. Chris Gale is one of the investors from Jamaica. I don't know who Chris Gale is, but if it's credible, then yeah, have fun. Okay, but yeah, still in this one, and yeah, it's taking its time, but we'll see what happens. If this one's gonna either just get going or it's just gonna roll over. Pound AUD, I was in this one yesterday, not moving too well. I'm still looking to see if we can go long, but just not finding that structure there. And used to CAD, still looking for that retracement. Pound JPY, I'll probably wait for price to push higher first before I entertain anything. AUD CAD, I want price to come a little bit higher there as well. But yeah, those are the main pairs I'm focusing on. Other than that, not really too much. I also do have USD in the back of my head as well, but I want this one to give me some strong momentum on the daily first before I entertain any sales. Okay, 99 for 15k. That's not bad. Is that good? I'm not really aware of challenge prices, but it seems like a fair amount. FTMO is my main. I have 400k with them. Yeah, I mean, if you have 400k with them, then I mean, don't really need to look for another funding company, but I suppose maybe they might have different rules or different structure, so it might be better towards your trading, I suppose, or maybe the percentage might be a little bit better. Can we see an example of your journal? Yeah, you can. I mean, I'm actually going to do a video of that. I'm actually going to do a YouTube video on journaling trades and a trading plan as well. So I'm going to do that in one little go. Probably think I'm posting it next week, so keep a lookout for that. But yeah, I'll be doing a YouTube video through journaling process and trading plan and psychology to the trading plan as well. But yeah, we'll be posting a video on that, and I do have a video as well coming out today as well, so do keep an eye out for that on continuation patterns using candlesticks, so keep an eye out for that as well. I'll be posting it maybe a couple of hours or 3 hours after the stream. I do need to do some editing on that video, but yeah, we'll be posting that. USD weekly support resistance, please take that example where to focus, and USD weekly support resistance, please take the example, where to focus, which to neglect. Okay, I get you. Okay, so you're talking about the weekly time frame. Okay, so yeah, for the weekly time frame, I'll be looking at primarily, let me just start fresh, primarily at this area here. That is, what is that? That's just not the tool I wanted. I'll be looking at this area here. This is the area I'll be focusing on. You can see price used that support, dropped lower, came back above, no retest as resistance, and then used it as support to give us that big push, and then broke through. So I know because of that strong momentum, we do have some areas here where price could come back and retest, because we haven't retested it after that break, form that lower high in respect to these highs up here, and then potentially roll over as well. So from a weekly point of view, not looking at the daily or the 4H and going lower, I would only be focusing on really on this level here. There's obviously this support level here, which we've kind of just broken back above, but this level will give me much more strength than this level. This is a swing low, but this level here, you can see price has tested numerous times and held price moving sideways, giving us a consolidation. So a lot of people are interested in this level. The fact that we faked the level as well gives it that more importance. So if we can come back to retest this, which is 1.65 to 1.65500, we'll call it, from a weekly level point of view, I'll look to entertain some shorts from there to take price lower. But yeah, that's the main level I'll focus on. This is more like a sub level, but for me, that's what I'm focusing on. Like, looking at all of this just will confuse you. That's just way too much information. You can look at the highs and lows. So for example, like we do have a high up here to focus on, and we do have a low up here to focus on there. That's all the information I really take from this, because this is the extremes of price moving in that range. We've got that low here where we definitely could come fake beneath and then see some upside, like we did over here. We faked above. I think that was COVID, was it? Yeah, that was COVID. Big push above, and then we did see some moves back down. So these extreme highs and extreme lows will be some important areas to focus on. But looking into every single move in here, it just gets a little bit confusing, because you have so many levels, and then you don't know which one to trade with and which one to trade to, and which one to buy and sell from. So yeah, it's best just to focus on the levels that are just within this kind of area here, and that is the area I will be focusing on for some sells. So hopefully that made sense. ADC Chef, yeah, sure thing. We'll get ADC Chef. Okay, so yeah, ADC Chef is looking very strong. C Chef is very, very weak right now. C Chef is very weak. AD is a little bit strong as well. I'm actually looking at price coming back to those highs up there. I was bearish on this one at the start of the week, looking for some sells, but structure shifted, and those sells at that level is not holding anymore. So I've kind of invalidated those sells, and that setup is not how I expected it to be. And now that with the fact that we held this support, saw strong momentum come from that and break through this resistance here as well, I'm actually favoring price to come back into those highs up there, which is what we rolled through. Because normally when we do see strong moves like this, very, very strong move, you do want to see price retrace and form a lower low and take out that low. Normally when we do see strong moves and then price respects the low it pulled back from, it's the case that price is actually going to retrace the big bearish leg. And this is normally like a fake out on the higher time frame. So the fact that we came in respect to support, that's not a good sign for ADC Chef sells, and it is a sign that we could go a lot higher. Okay, so that's just not what we want to see. Need to remove that, don't I? Okay, I do apologize. Oh crap. I think it just. Wait, did I? To be fair, I think I've just removed the wrong person. I am so sorry. Now just unhidden. Yeah, technology is not really my strong point, as you can see. Yeah, I think I've just hid Umar there. Hidden, unhidden, hidden. Can I get Umar back? How can I get him back? Have I got him back? Yeah, Umar's back. Okay, I do apologise for that. Some slight technical difficulties. But yeah, I hope everything is good. But yeah, I accidentally removed the wrong person. My apologies. And I hope they are back. But yeah, for ADC Chef, if he's still on the stream, for ADC Chef, it's looking bullish. I'm looking at price coming to those highs. You know, this is a very strong, powerful pattern, and momentum is definitely on our side. So I'm expecting price to come back into that level up there. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to practice this now. Thanks again, sir. Great, lovely to hear. No problemo. But yeah, we are coming to the end of the stream. So any pairs you want me to take a look at, you know, man is getting knowledge when he spams the chat. I know. But yeah, guys, the stream's about to end in about 6 minutes or so. So any last minute chats, any last minute questions, or what's it called, or analysis, you know, feel free to leave it in the chat. But yeah, that was a little bit embarrassing there. I couldn't remove the right person. I do hope I have unblocked him. You get a little moderator or something. Yeah, I think I have. Wait, unhidden, yeah. But yeah, you make it when you get spam in the chat. That means you got clout. I'm just joking. But yeah, I'm just currently in NCJPY. I'm just gonna see how this guy gets going. But nothing other than that has really taken my fancy, and it's very, very slow, very slow. I mean, I know on the lower time frames about 10 pips, but again, when your stop loss is 75, you need a lot more than 10 to get excited. What's your bias for the week for pound USD? Good question. Bias for the week is bullish. It's bullish, but it's bullish only if something happens, because you know, I can't have a bullish bias, you know, after seeing a move like this. You know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have a bullish bias after all that momentum. You know, we should be moving lower, but 1.25 and the fact that we are holding some key areas on a weekly back here is telling me that we could see some upside for pound USD. I do think dollar could look to retrace as well, so I do think we can see a little bit of weakness for the dollar. So if that plays out, you know, we could see pound USD move to the upside. But the thing that I'm looking for to break is this 1.26 level, because you can see prices tapped into this level a few times now, and see some nice downside from this level. So if this level can break, I do think we can see a nice push into 1.27, and the break and retest of that would be very, very nice. So I'm bullish for pound USD, but we do need to clear this level to get some good probable trades, because other than that, we definitely could still roll over, because the market is still bearish. We're still seeing lower lows and lower highs. Resistance is still holding. So, you know, it doesn't make sense to actually have that long bias, but if you do see that long bias will be coming into fruition. But we are starting to hold some support here on the hourly and 4H, which is a good sign for pound. So it's a saying that potentially could be forming a higher low. It's not confirmed yet, obviously, because we haven't formed a higher high from that. level, but it potentially could be the higher low, and 1.25 is holding as well. So buying from here is just going to be slightly aggressive for pounds, but buying on a breaking retest of that is not aggressive. So it's a nice opportunity, and we'll be looking for 1.27200 for pound USD, and I do expect to see some downside for the dollar, back down into this support here. So I'm looking for the dollar to drop back into this support, and if we can break, go further. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for the dollar, which means pound and euro I do think can see a bit of life back to the upside, but nothing major. We are trading at key levels for both euro and pound, but it's up to them if they break the resistance, if we're going to see bigger moves. Because if not, we could definitely still head lower for both of them. So hopefully NFP will push it up a bit. Yeah, I think the interest rates will do that today, to be fair. I think the interest rates for for dollar will do it today. The Fed interest rates at 7, which is in about 7 hours from now. And we do have pound interest rates tomorrow as well, so that could bring a bit of life to pound as well. We've got pound at 12, just right at the end of the stream tomorrow. So I'll extend the stream a little bit to see what happens with those interest rates on tomorrow's stream. But yeah, we've got pound interest rates and dollar as well. So yeah, we could definitely see a breakout either up or down. Again, that's up to the market gods to decide whether we go up or down. But in terms of bias, and I'm liking how we're forming this, I do think we can see a push higher. But in terms of actual trades, here you're always going to get a bit aggressive. Here you're going to get nice, safe, good probability trades. But that's if we get the break, of course. And same thing for euro as well. Euro looks like we're forming that higher low there, so I do think euro can see some upside, and a break of this level I'm looking at euro coming a lot higher as well. So same analysis for both of them, but it just depends what happens to the dollar if we see that move. No problem, Richard. Happy to help, man. Happy to help. But yeah, guys, if I do get anything, I'll let you know. I'll let you know in the Telegram, in the chat. I'm just going to be sitting on NZJPY, so I'll update you on this trade tomorrow to see what happens with it. But we do have some dollar news coming out, so be careful, especially on the lower time frames. No problem, biggie smalls. Happy to share. But yeah, do watch out for that with the newsletter. If I do get anything, keep an eye on Telegram. I'll stick it there. But yeah, I will be live again tomorrow, same time, 10 to 12. I hope I do see you there, 10 a.m. to 12. So kind of the end of London coming into New York. And I do have a video coming out later today as well, in about 2-3 hours from now, about some continuations pattern using candlesticks. So if you want to check that out, feel free. It'll be on my channel soon. But take care, have a good one, stay safe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.